I don't have a cat, but
I don't either.
I've thought about getting one.
But you know who just got one?
Ew.
My son, Jordan. The cutest little kitten ever.
He got a kitten, but they have another cat.
They have another cat,
so
Cleo.
I have 2 cats
They
now?
have 2 cats now. Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of litter box.
That's a lot of stink if you don't have the right litter.
Dude, that's a lot of... Yeah, that's a lot.
I know. Well, lucky for them.
Lucky for them, we just got a pretty litter that we're going to gift to him.
Yeah. It's really cool, you guys.
Pretty litter is kitty litter, reinvented, unlike traditional litter. Pretty Litter's super light crystals trap odor and release moisture, resulting in dry, low-maintenance litter that doesn't smell.
Because nobody likes the smell.
No, man. I feel like you have to like hide it.
I know.
Like you have to train your cat to like pee in its litter box outside. If I had a cat, I'd have to do that. If you have a cat or you're thinking about getting one, I'm sure you're concerned about the smell. Or you're anticipating what you're going to have to try and do to contain it or, fix it. So instead of lighting a candle or constantly having to like try and fix it or find a new hiding spot in your house, check out Pretty Litter. Get the world's smartest litter without leaving home by visiting prettylitter.com and use promo code REPS for 20% off your first order. That's prettylitter.com, promo code REPS for 20% off.
That's prettylitter.com, promo code REPS for 20% off.
prettylitter.com, promo code REPS.
I just cracked open my red usual wine.
Gosh,
it's already half gone.
We love drinking wine. If any of you guys are wine enthusiasts, and honestly, if you're a wine, not so much enthusiast, I would say, but like you love to enjoy it and you love convenience of like having it available,
then Usual Wines is for you.
Yeah, you have to check out Usual Wines. It's so convenient. You don't even have to have a clean wine glass.
No.
We're literally drinking the red blend right now out of the bottle.
Right out of the bottle. They're single servings.
Yeah, 6.3 ounces, so a heavy pour or about a glass and a half of wine. They have a red blend, comes with a rosé and a sparkling white wine called Brute. You have to try it. Really fun, and honestly, I'm so excited to use it for like a girls' night. Like a little,
because you don't have to wash any dishes.
Not at all.
Yeah, you just hand out each glass.
Yes.
Or each bottle. Sorry.
They are technically bottles. And honestly, you could reuse them.
I know.
I mean, I probably won't.
They're really cute.
Go check out their website at usualwines.com and use our discount code REPS for $8 off your first order. And try your first glass on us.
Hey guys. Welcome to Between the Reps with Brooke and Gina.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome.
Back for another one.
It's morning.
It is morning.
It's late morning.
We are...
I'm going to turn this pillow over. There's a weird stain on it.
Is that the wine one?
It's the wine.
Maggie spilt my wine.
Damn you, Maggie.
A couple drops got on my pillow.
Couple drops.
Today, we are going to have a guest. Her name is Cassidy Lance. She is a OG CrossFit Games athlete, and she just had a baby. And she is going to be sharing her story with us about getting pregnant, because you hear stories about it can be very difficult for for some women, and you go through IVF, or you're told you never can, or all these things. I've definitely had people in my family. My sister has to use IVF, and it's a. I mean, I don't know personally, and there's no way I could, but it's a very hard emotional process, and physically, and we wanted to have Cass share her story and then get to talk about her cute little baby boy that after so many years of trying and figuring stuff out, her and her wife finally was blessed with a baby. So
we're gonna give her a call.
Yeah. Perfect.
Hello. How are you?
Good. Look how cute your house is.
Thanks.
You got the baby.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
I'm going to do that. I'm nursing right now. Mom life.
Perfect.
No shame in that.
No. How are you doing?
Good. I got a workout in today, so that's a plus. 30 minutes. That's like my time limit. But so this is like showered, sweat hair, but it's all good.
Hey, I'm just right out of bed hair, so.
Mine too. And she's got a baby.
Oh, it's not that early.
She has a baby and she's worked out.
I know. You've been way more productive than I have.
We haven't done anything. I went to the chiropractor.
Yeah, you did something. I sat on the couch and watched a movie.
How's your neck feeling?
Better.
Or your rib?
Yeah, it's a lot better. I went yesterday, got adjusted, and then went back this morning, and he worked on it again and adjusted a little bit more, and it feels a lot better right now than it has since it first started to hurt. So I should probably work out today.
Both probably should.
Yeah. So we did a little intro for you, but I would love to have you share a little bit more in-depth intro, really just to talk about like your gym or any business stuff you have going on, and maybe about how many times you've been to the CrossFit Games.
What did you say?
I just said you've been to the CrossFit Games multiple times.
Yeah,
so I didn't know the specific numbers.
5 times as an individual, and then 1 time as teams. So 6 total times to the games, and then we have 3 gyms, CrossFit Waterside, in Orlando that I run, and we have coaches that are coaching wonderful for me and running the gym while I'm at home. It's hard right now because of COVID, but they're doing a great job with all of that. And then this is Oakley. He's just waking up from his nap.
Hello,
he had a long
Oakley. Precious boy.
And he is 6 weeks today.
6 weeks. We were guessing. I was like,
he's pretty new.
Yeah, super new. So 6 weeks. He's doing good. So.
Yeah, he's getting the other boob. He's real good.
Sorry.
No, I can't see. I can just see you getting ready.
Not getting ready. I tried to time it that he was going to get up at like 1:45 before I got on, so 10:45 your guys' time, but he didn't want to wake up. So
yeah, it never quite works out, does it? You try.
It doesn't work.
I would love to. I know what I wanted to hear about is basically the process that you went through to finally get pregnant.
Yep.
I know nothing about getting pregnant, and I have family members that have, like my sister, she can't get pregnant naturally. She has to do IVF. Her hormone system is just very out of whack. It has been since she was in high school. She's never had a menstrual cycle. And that's very, I've seen frustrating on that end, but I don't know anyone personally who's gone through the process that you went through. And neither has Gina.
No, I have actually.
You have someone that you
My
know?
sister-in-law.
Oh.
Yeah, she waited till later to have kids, and then I went to a couple appointments with her, but she wasn't able to. It didn't take, or she wasn't able to do it. I think she tried once, and then she adopted twins. So she has darling little 6-year-old twins, making her a little crazy during this COVID time.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so
6 now?
Yeah, they're 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she had twins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Through IVF or IUI, do you know?
No, she ended up adopting because she wasn't able to. Yeah. I don't think she had enough eggs, viable eggs or something. So I could be wrong.
Yeah, going through the process, like when we first started, they were like, you're young and healthy. You'll be fine. You'll get pregnant easy. And going through the process, like I had no idea how many people go through this process as well. So it was kind of like an eye-opening to go through, right? We started 2018 and then he was born in 2020.
Oh, wow.
So it was not as long as like some people, but to be what they call healthy was hard. But we're also a same-sex couple, so obviously that's a little bit trickier, right? We don't get to try like every single month.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's the hard part with IUI or IVF or any fertility. You're fine, is that you don't get to try every month. Your cycle is when it's on them. You're fine. Hold on. So IUI, we try an IUI, and so that's just basically just like having intercourse with your husband or the sperm goes in and then they locate that. The IVF is a little bit trickier. Hold on, please.
It's okay. Take your time.
Yeah. Feed that baby.
So it's a little bit more intact. So we tried IUI because that's like the starter kit, they say. And then we chose IVF because we did IUIs 6 times, and then we did 3 IVF cycles. So IUI technically is a 20% chance of taking, but you can try
more often
over and over again. It gets tricky though, because like the donor, it adds up in money, right? The donor is like $1,000 per vial. So if you really think about it, like 6 times and then all the treatments, you might as well just do IVF, but then that's $25,000 to $40,000. So,
Each
but
time,
then you
right?
have a 8% chance of getting pregnant. So all of these like things play into the factors. Not just money, but then you go, okay, I'm healthy, you're good. And then, like my thyroid levels were like way off. So I've been on thyroid, and so I had to regulate that. And then we had to have like different surgeries and procedures to make sure like everything was good. Like, there's just so much that goes into it that you just don't think when the doctor says, oh, you're healthy, you work out every day, you eat right. Like that's just like the physical and the outside, but you can never see what's going on from the inside of your body. So I think that was like the frustrating part with all of this. And then just time, right? It, like I said, you can't go every month. So the tries, even though I say like 6 tries, like, okay, that could be 6 months, but really it's like every 3 months, because they have to regulate your cycle. You have to retest, and then you finally go through the steps in the process again. So it's just a little bit different than that. For
IVF, what does it all entail? Like from your first doctor's appointment, or because I know I don't know. Do you have to do you have to do injections, right?
Yeah, so everyone's going to be a little bit different, and that's like the hard part is they don't have like a one set protocol. Like if you want to max out your back squat, right? It's not like, okay, we're going to do 85 pounds one day, then we'll build up to 115, and then we'll build up to 80%, 90%, 100% as you go, until you get to a 300-pound back squat. So the IVF, everyone is different. Like, and that was like so hard for me because I'm such a type A personality and such a planner. You're okay. Sorry,
no, it's okay. It's okay.
Paying attention to him and like thinking about this mom brain. So yeah, you have to do injections. So you start with like the egg retrieval process. And so your egg retrieval, you want to get as many like viable eggs as possible. You're okay. As many viable eggs as possible. And then they'll like retrieve that. And then from there, like for us, it's both. So if you have either one, you'll put the sperm in or the egg donor in if you're same sex or straight couple, whatever that means. And then, so that's a process. So you go on birth control, and then you'll do like some injections leading up to that to get your body as primed as possible for the eggs to be retrieved. So then after that, you can do a fresh transfer or a frozen transfer. A fresh transfer is literally 5 days after the retrieval. So it would be the same. They'll retrieve it, they'll put it in, they'll make the eggs go to blastocyst stage, which is your optimal stage. It's basically your embryo, right, is like a size of an ant at that point. And then they'll put that in and then hope it takes. So the problem is sometimes it doesn't take. And that's when you have to try again. We did a frozen transfer, then we did genetic testing. So that takes another 2 weeks. So you're missing that cycle. So we did genetic testing. We had like all the embryos and chromosomes tested to see if there was any disorders. And if at that point, then you could choose boy or girl, right? We could see how many boys we had and how many girls we had. That's optional. A lot of people don't choose to do that, but we wanted to do genetic testing mostly because we didn't want like Down syndrome or any like chromosome issues that happen. It's science, right? So things happen that don't happen like on a natural process. So then, what, honey? What? You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Be good for them. You're on a podcast.
And we're like, do you want us to hold him?
I know. We would hold him if we could.
First reaction, oh, let me hold him.
Hey, it's your first show.
Yeah, he's so cute.
And then where was I at? Sorry.
You were talking about how you can kind of decide if you want a boy or a girl.
Testing.
Yeah, and do genetic testing.
Okay. So then from there, your 2 weeks, then you get the results back. Now you've missed your cycle, right? Your monthly cycle. So now you have to wait another cycle to get the transfer in. And so then you reset your body. You either go on birth control to delay it 3 weeks, or you wait till your next period. And then all of those times you can be doing tests in between to check on, make sure everything like is good. And then I went on a lot as I went, the increase of, thank you. The increase of medications for me went up because every time it was a failed transfer, so they would like increase it to make sure that the next time would take. That was hard for me because I was like, just put me on like everything that you can be put on the first time. I'm just, I'll take it all and then make it successful. Mm-hmm. But like your body's not optimal at that point because it doesn't have any of those medications. So the last thing we went through was like progesterone, and that is like the hardest. So that goes in your glute, and it's like an 18 gauge needle, and that the liquid is like so thick. You bruise and it just hurts, and you have to put it in the same spot every time. So your butt like gets so hard, and you have to like re-inject on there, and that part is like so painful. I was on that for 15 weeks.
Ooh.
Which most people aren't on that for that long.
Do you have to do it every day? Are you shooting it every day for 15 weeks?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
In the same spot?
Yeah, so you can switch off, butt cheek.
But still.
But it's like the same. You have like a 2-inch, 3-inch window of where that can go. So you try to like poke where it's not hard or bruised, but over 15 weeks, if you can imagine, like there's not
your butt
so
cheeks
many
are black and blue.
Yeah.
So,
oh my gosh.
You can go into like the quad muscle, the medial, but like your butt is supposed to be fattier. So you go in there. And in between you're taking all the other medications. And like I said, like there's so many different protocols that I can't even tell you what people do, because I was on 5 different protocols until one finally worked. And that was like the frustrating part too, is because it was like just type A. Well, what's the best? What's the best protocol for everyone? What's the most successful? And everyone is so different. Even like being pregnant, I had 5 friends going through pregnancy, like all within a 3-week period, and everyone had different symptoms, including like Camille and Annie. They all had, when I messaged them and talked to them, or even saw Camille, like we're hanging out, so many different symptoms, like, and it was crazy. And then even going through having babies, being born, every baby's different. And, you know, you can Google everything that you want, but until you physically go through what's working for you and what's happening for you, you're never going to know. It's just kind of like any journey of your workout journey, or, you know, how do you get the perfect body? What food do I need to eat? You know, there's not like, eat this and you'll have Brooke Ence's body. Like,
right.
You know, like everyone,
I've been trying that forever and it doesn't work.
I've asked her too 1,000 times, and she just gives me deli meat. The meat, like that doesn't work.
Yeah. So after you're doing all the shots and all of that, and you get to that point, then is that after they've already implanted the embryo, or is that before?
Sorry, it's kind of the process. So we did the genetic testing, then we go through the cycle, and then so we're on. So 3, 4, 6 weeks, depending on if you go on birth control or if you do natural. And we ended up doing a natural cycle. So I waited until my next cycle. So 3 23 days later, right? And in between there, they're doing genetic testing. And that would have been the first time. So the final try that so I'll back up. Sorry.
It's okay.
So the very first IVF try, we did genetic testing. 23 days later, we did an implant. So remember, on the fresh transfer, you can do 5 days after your retrieval. So the first time that we did it, it didn't take. So then you have to regulate your body, give your body time to regulate itself and push all the medications out. So you have to clean your body out. Then you restart all your protocol of your medication. And it's crazy. It's like a 17-day list of things. On day 3, take this. On day 4, take this through day 7. On day 7 through 12, take whatever it is, or on top of, right? And so it kind of just depends. On the final IVF protocol that worked, we ended up switching doctors, and we really liked our new doctor because she went through all our scans and looked at like all the ultrasounds and be like, hey, you were almost optimal here, but if we maybe switch the gonal F to here, or, like she kind of played around. She was more of a scientist of trying to like figure out the medications. And finally we did a protocol, and we walked through it together, and everything like looked as optimal as we could. So then we did the transfer. So through 23 days of medication, so it's your cycle, right? Your 23-day cycle. Then you finally do an implant. So I'm still on, I did progesterone from the first trimester plus 2 weeks. So 2 weeks prior to the implant. And then he took, and we had Oakley coming. And then for 15 weeks or 13 weeks after that to make the first trimester. The progesterone is to help support the pregnancy. So that's like the biggest one. And you can do pills or patches or injections. There's so many different ways to take all of this.
But with the one with Oakley is the one that you did the 15 weeks of the shot?
Correct.
Oof.
Yeah, correct.
Goodness. So, but that was your third attempt, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Gina.
What?
This is so funny. Hey, have you ever peed in a litter box? You totally have.
Yes.
Dude, how much do you wish after the fact of doing that, you wished that the owner of that litter box actually had pretty litter?
I do wish they had it. You know why? Because it has health indicators.
Yes, it does.
Which is pretty cool. I could know, if I had some kind of ailment.
It just comes out and it's like, too much alcohol.
Your liver.
Your liver
Take
is
care
suffering.
of your liver.
You guys, real talk though, pretty litter. And actually,
which is actually for cats, not for people.
Pretty litter is the reinvented cat litter that everyone needs. Low maintenance. It's litter that doesn't smell. It releases moisture, resulting in dry cat litter. Pretty litter arrives safely at your door in a small, lightweight bag that lasts up to a month, which is perfect because it comes monthly.
Right.
And if you have a cat, I can promise you
definitely
that
going
you
through that.
need that litter showing up to your house monthly. So yes, it would potentially have shown up your health issues, Gina, but it's actually made for cats. So Pretty Litter monitors cats' health by changing colors when it detects potential underlying issues. You won't find that kind of innovation in conventional litter. So we know that Jordan's cats, his kitten and his cat, are going to be healthy.
Kitten.
Yep. As long as he's not colorblind, is he?
No, he's not.
Perfect.
Get the world's smartest litter without leaving home by visiting prettylitter.com and use promo code REPS for 20% off your first order. That's prettylitter.com, promo code REPS for 20% off.
In case you didn't hear her or understand her, that's prettylitter.com. Use the promo code REPS.
Dude, I don't know about you, but this year has been awful. Really, I was going to say really stressful.
Which is another word for awful.
Yes. So it's...
However, you know what's so funny is this year just loops into the last about year and a half of my life. Well, 2 years now, which is seriously more than any other time in my life, I've needed someone to talk to outside of my closest friends.
Absolutely. Your closest friends are tired of you. I'm just kidding.
They are. Actually, out of all my closest friends, about one of them, you, I can speak to about my mental health issues.
Absolutely. Well,
however, I did sign up for BetterHelp,
which is a good thing.
I did. And not just because we're doing ads for BetterHelp. It's an incredible platform where you have actually educated counselors they do an incredible job.
Licensed.
So
they really know what they're doing.
Yes. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed, which is awesome because anytime you go through a normal process of trying to find a counselor already, you can't just like check the yellow pages anymore.
Right.
You like Google
might not be
you
a
find
good
offices,
fit too.
try to find a good fit, and then think about how much time passes that you like make an appointment, go to your appointment, maybe you don't enjoy it. Now you have to like get referrals or try and like find someone else. And during all this time, you could have been getting
the help that you
solid
need.
help. You guys check out BetterHelp if you need any conversation with someone about, they specialize in depression, stress, anxiety, relationships, sleeping, trauma, anger, family conflicts, LGBT matters, grief, self-esteem. And I am for sure the person, not just because of how I was raised, but I always think I can, I internalize my, my thoughts or my issues and try to figure it out myself. It has been so nice to just communicate with someone that is just there to help you, and they don't have an opinion because they know you or they know,
your background,
every person in your personal life.
Well, and it's confidential, convenient, professional, and affordable.
In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. If you want to start living a happier life today, as a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting betterhelp.com/reps.
Join over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/reps. So at what point do you find out that it didn't take for the first two?
So after they do the implant, you either 2 weeks later, you either start your period or take a pregnancy test.
Okay.
And then so they tell you to wait on the pregnancy test like that at home because it can be a false negative. And I took the pregnancy test and it was a negative. And then you go in and you take a blood test and it was negative. So there's your 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So you miss your period, right? And you're late. 2 weeks later would be a full month cycle. So then you're technically considered 4 weeks pregnant or 2 weeks gestational stage. So technically when you're pregnant, you haven't been pregnant for 4 full weeks. It's just kind of how your period works. So on this one, on the third one, I decided, okay, I'm not playing this game. I'm not doing that at home. I'm not doing any tests leading up to it. And I didn't do any tests. I just went in and took a blood test and was pregnant. So it was 2 weeks after implantation.
Wow. I mean,
sorry.
I know. Go ahead. I know. Brooke's shoulder. She keeps turning.
Turn my head too sharp.
Like her neck surgery all over again.
I know it. When they found the process that worked the best for you. So would that be something that you would replicate if you were doing it again?
Yeah, correct. So that one was my protocol, right? So if I go in and get pregnant, so it's or want to get pregnant next time, then that's the protocol we'll use. It's, assuming that everything on the scans and blood work comes back is optimal, we'll go forward with that one.
Wow.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know that it's not like it worked this time, but we're going to have to play the guessing game again next time.
Right. But even then, I don't know if it's a sure thing.
No, but it's probably a better starting place.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't even imagine. So what was the spacing between the first two?
Oh gosh.
You know what I'm saying? Like from yeah. Well, you said it was 2 years altogether.
So actually almost December to October. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, December was the first IVF and then October was Oakley. So in between there, we did 3. So almost a full year to do 3 full transfers.
That has to be so disheartening.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
Assuming that you want to get pregnant and you're like, okay, I'm going to get pregnant on this day and this time, like you're planning it. It's not like you're just trying the bed, right? Every month you're like, oh, I hope that I'm going to get pregnant. Like you're totally planning on it, like, and waiting for those blood tests, and you go through all this process to like see if it works and hope that you have this 68% chance. Like,
right.
It's so hard, you know. And then finally I took out like, I took out coffee and I took out protein. I took out like all or protein powder, all supplements. I took out like all alcohol. And the last one, I'm like, I'm cutting all of this out to see like if any of that has
any effects
on, you know, the body. And I ended up taking it all out and got pregnant. So I have no idea if it was a protocol, or I have no idea if taking coffee out helped. I have no idea if taking my protein powder out helped. Like, but it worked, and I stuck with it. And like all through pregnancy, I didn't have any of that because I didn't want a chance to have. And it was like the hardest thing. Like I wake up so tired. I'm like, I just want some coffee.
Right.
But I just had coffee for 10 months.
I bet. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. Oh, shoot. Pulled your.
But there were hard nights. Like we definitely cried a lot. Just because you want to be pregnant so bad, and it's like, I don't know. It's just when you finally want something, you know, like doesn't matter what it is in life, and you want it so bad it's not happening. It's always disheartening, and it's always tough. But when it finally happens, you like rejoice in so much joy, and we couldn't be happier. And through pregnancy, like it was scary because we didn't want to like lose him, but it was a good pregnancy. It was so easy. It was a very good pregnancy. And then once he was born, though, like everything was like melted in my heart. It was like the coolest thing. Like, Brooke, I know you want to go back to the games, and I don't know if you want to have kids. I don't know what your plans are, but like having Oakley is the best thing that has ever happened. It beats any athletic accomplishment. It beats any reward or any personal things that you go through. Like it's just like the coolest thing in the world, and your heart just melts. And like what they say, your love for your child is so much more. And it's true. It's so true. It's just so fun.
I've told her that before. She's not totally sold.
Well, to answer the first part of that question, I'm not going back to the CrossFit Games. If I've learned anything with how much I've like haven't trained during like quarantine, and then I start training again and I'm like, oh no, and I can't move. I'm like, I hurt this much. If I was trying to like actually train to like go back to the games, I think I really would break myself everywhere.
I think you're right. Yeah.
As for kids, I used to really never want them. And then there's been times where I'm like, I kind of want them, but I still kind of would want them and still be able to be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I asked my grandma.
That's just because you haven't had them.
I asked my grandma, because my mom is always like, you just have to have one. You just have to have one for me. And I'm like, Mom, look how many kids you have running around here. Like, you don't need another one right now. Plus, it's not going to be right now.
Yeah, not right now.
But I said, Grandma, is it a bad sign when like I like the babies and, you know, I hold them, but then at a certain point I'm just like, I'm done.
It's because it's not your own.
And she goes, not a good sign. I'm like, see? I gotta wait.
That's not true.
I gotta wait.
That's not totally true. It's different when you have your own.
No, but Gina did tell me that I couldn't have them yet.
Yeah, because then I'll lose her.
Yeah, she's not. We have to wait a while. Because
I'm not ready for another baby.
Because
if
I have a baby, we are having a baby.
I know.
It's a we are.
You might want to let your guy know that.
Me and Gina are pregnant.
I was joking. I told her, I said, whoever you have a baby with, I'm just going to like tell the kid, like, call me daddy. Really mess with him. So no, I think she'll have a kid at some point, just not in the near future.
For many reasons.
And she would be she's the most nurturing person I know. She would be the best mom ever.
It's so funny.
I guarantee you, you're like one of those people that looks at other people and you're like, oh, I would never do that. Da, 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 da. And you're going to be the most doting, like seriously, you're going to be the most doting, nurturing mom. Watch you have like 4 kids.
We're going to be the most doting, nurturing moms.
I'll be the disciplinarian.
You're going to have to start practicing cracking the whip a little bit more then.
Well, no, I discipline my kids. Come on.
I was thinking about friends.
Oh.
Discipline your friends.
Discipline my friends.
Do you want more, Cass?
Yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah.
You can't have just one.
My personal opinion is like, you definitely need at least 2 so the siblings can play together. But I would like 3 just to like have a full family. That's just kind of what I've always wanted. But everyone, like I said, everyone's different. But my opinion is I think you at least have to have 2 just so they can play together. And sometimes like the only child, like they feel like
crazy, a little weird.
Yeah, they're a little.
I'm thinking 2 of my sisters have only children.
Seriously, you can like meet someone and be like, you were an only child, weren't you? And they're like, yeah, as a matter of fact.
I tease Daniel about that all the time. He was just raised. He has siblings, but he wasn't raised with them. Yeah.
Babies. I mean, I will say, like, there's been more clear moments in the past year that I've thought, without trying to think about it, I've thought to myself, like, yeah, I could have one of those.
Yeah. I think it depends on the place you're in.
Yeah.
The relationship you're in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a huge factor too. It's not just having a child yourself, but it's who you're raising your child with.
Oh yeah.
It's a big one.
There's no, like, single parents, I give it all, like, you guys are superheroes. This is so tough. And I was like, oh, we've got this. We can do it. And then I'm like, oh, we need 2 of us to raise this.
Maybe 3 or 4 of us.
Like, yeah. Kids are hard.
Yeah.
And so single moms, single parents, single dads, like, I definitely give it up to them. They're just superheroes in my book.
Absolutely.
But definitely your own, like, even playing with, like, other kids along the way, right? You just don't love them as much as you love your own. So you just go through, like, the whole process with them. So, I mean, it's yours, just like anything else that's yours. You love your house more than you love your friend's house. You love your athletic accomplishments more than this, or you love your dog more than your friend's dog. I don't know.
Yeah.
But your baby's always your baby.
Yeah, for sure. I do think though, because I have 2 stepchildren, and I think that having my own child made me more open to loving them the same way. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So,
yeah. But I think stepchildren, like, isn't stepchildren like that's your family though? Like that.
Yeah.
I don't
even call them. I just say stepchildren just to say. I don't call them my stepchildren normally, but you know, I consider them mine.
Kylie's gonna listen to this
Kylie,
and be like,
my
oh, tell me how you really feel, Mom.
Sorry, what?
That is your family though. It's not like
right.
someone else's family.
Yeah.
I give you permission to just claim them as yours, even though you didn't push them out of your vagina.
No, they are mine.
Okay.
I'm claiming them, whether they like it or not. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. And it really does. I always say, I think that I know that, just because of, how it works out, a lot of people end up having all of one sex children. And I think that it is really awesome, if you can, obviously, to have both, because it really gives you empathy. Like if you're a female and you have a boy, I was raised around all girls. I had 3 sisters, and having a boy gave me so much more empathy for boys, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. You grow up like, girls rule and boys drool, like that sort of mentality. And I never had brothers or anything. So for me, it was really nice to have a boy, and I'd always wanted girls, and having both is awesome. I mean, obviously if you can, I don't know what your plan is, because I guess you can choose. So that's nice.
Yeah, you can choose and you can't choose, right? Like it's the best like embryo. So if you don't have I have a boy, but if I have a girl that the embryo has disorders or something, like I can't have a girl. So you get what you get.
Right.
Like, you don't get a choose.
Right.
So
it's just funny. I have some friends that have all girls, and they'll say things like, "Oh, I could never have a boy," because they're like rambunctious or what. I mean, they're all different. And then I have other, friends that have all boys, and oh God, I could never have a girl. I just had somebody say that to me last night, and I thought, you are a girl. What do you mean you can't? You are one.
I definitely I've thought for a long time I was going to have twin boys.
Oh, you might.
Which also terrified me at the same time. But my grandma's a twin, and my sister had twins.
My grandma's a twin too. She is.
I think twins would be so fun, but having one right now, like, I can't even imagine what you would do. It's going to be like,
somebody help me.
I know.
Just trying to feed both of them at the same time.
I know. My girlfriend had twins, and a boy and a girl. And I used to just look at her sitting, she'd sit on the couch. She had one of those double feeders, just both of them just nursing at the same time. And I was like, oh my God, you're just a machine right now.
For twins, you have to have the bottle, like.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Just a milk cow.
Yeah, you are. You're just a milking machine. That's all you are.
You got two on.
One time I made her, I thought it was so funny. I made her get on all fours and put the babies like underneath her.
Like udders?
Yeah. I was like, come on, do it. Just do it one time. Come on, I just want to see it. And she's like on all fours, and they're just both all on their backs, just. I'm such a good friend. Do it for my own amusement.
Did it work?
Oh yeah, they were happy, but she just felt like an idiot. She was like, "Okay, are you done now?" I was like, "Yeah, I got it."
I love that she did.
I got that mental picture. She did do it. Oh my goodness! Wow. So with COVID right now, you can't take the baby into work. So you're just having to stay home.
From the gym for a while. We're actually going in tomorrow, and it will be the first time. But it's like catch-22, right? They say that babies can't get it until they're 2, but then they're saying there's been over 200 babies that have it, and so it's confusing. And you can protect yourself, but I can't put a mask over my baby.
No, no.
In the world would I do that? Like, my family's like, "Are you coming home for Christmas to Utah?" And I'm like, yeah, but if COVID's still going, how do you want me to get him home? Like, I don't know. It's hard. And people are like, "Oh, they'll be fine. They're just babies." But then you have like lung damage. And I just couldn't imagine if he got COVID and I did something to him when he couldn't even help himself. Like, he'd be like, "Mom, why'd you give this to me?" And I'm like,
because Grandma and Grandpa were really shaming me to come home for Christmas.
They really wanted to see you.
Man,
I just feel like the worst parent. And so, no, we've spent a lot of time at the house. We've gone on walks and outside. And it's fine. It's kind of given us an excuse just to love this little newborn stage. And it's only been 6 weeks, which isn't like the end of the world. And newborns need to stay home, and just sleep all the time. Like, it's hard to take them out anyways in the car seat. They're just so little. But even if we wanted to, go to dinner without COVID, like, he has a meltdown at night. And so you're trying to get him on the schedule and figure things out. And especially being new parents, we're exhausted. We only slept 3 hours last night, trying to figure that out and adjust that. But even with COVID, it's definitely hard as a parent to, do I want to take my kid out? Do I want Grandma and Grandpa to hold baby, where have they been? Or my best friends, we haven't let our best friends come over, and that's sad, right? Because they want to see the baby, but you're like, where have you been? You work in the hospital, you're on the COVID units, or you're a cop, or you're a nurse, or you've been in my gyms, and all my friends are at the gym, and I'm not taking the baby there, so why would I let them come over here if they've been in that environment? Hopefully everyone's healthy, and they are, but again, you just never know.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I was just talking to a friend who's pregnant right now, and going through pregnancy and all of that is already hard enough, especially like a first one, but to go through it during this time, you know, you think about the things like, was your partner able to go with you to appointments? Was she able to be there during the birth? Or?
Yeah, so we were really lucky. So we see like a private practice, OBGYN, and then we were diagnosed as high risk technically because we had twins at first and we lost one of the twins. So we saw a high risk doctor through the whole pregnancy, and then we went to private practice just so we could get like really good care, and we knew that doctor was going to deliver us, and we saw her every time. We started out as one of the medical clinics that every time you go you see a different doctor, which is fine for some people, and we would have been fine, except that we had such good care with the high risk and the fertility clinic that I just felt like going to 5 different doctors, like they kept asking the same questions over and over again.
Yeah, that's
and I'm
annoying.
like, we've already answered that. And going to see the private practice, like we saw her every week, she knew who we were, we didn't have to answer all the questions over and repeat, like,
yeah, you're playing catch up with every single doctor.
Yeah, every time. And I'm like, this, like, I don't want to do this. So anyways, she let Allie come in every time. And so that was nice. And we had so many scans and ultrasounds. Like this guy is a pro at photo shoots already. Like we joke about it. We're like, oh, we're going to go give you another photo shoot. And then even during that time, right, because we would get high risk and then the regular doctor, and then they would talk to each other. But so we had 5 friends that were pregnant at the same time, and every pregnancy was different. And there's a couple friends that only had 3 ultrasounds through their whole pregnancy, and then we had friends that their husbands couldn't go into the clinic, and so like that is like really hard. So we were really spoiled with the care that we had. But even leading up to like delivery, she was like, you guys better wear your mask, you guys better not go to the grocery store, like if you guys test positive at all, like Allie won't be able to be in the labor and delivery room with you. And like that like scares me like so bad. I'm like, oh my gosh, you can't do that alone. You can't go through labor by yourself. Like people that do like all out, like, and so all our friends, like we've been like, don't get COVID. Like we have to be able to like deliver babies. And then once you have the baby, you're like, now I can't go outside at all. Right. It's a living person. And you're like, oh my gosh, stay in my house.
Right.
So, I mean, the whole process is just, like you said, Gina, like going through pregnancy is so hard. And then you add this on top of it and all the other stressors. You're like, oh. But at the end of the day, it was just an excuse to like hang out at the house and work from home. And I actually got so much more work done because my gyms are an hour away from me. So like the 2-hour drive and then talking to all the people during the day, like I felt like I would be at the gym from 7 to 7.
Oh, for sure.
And I'd be like, I still have tons of work to do. Being at home, you know, I could take away the 2-hour drive and just work. I got so much more done. But I obviously miss all my members and miss all of my friends and visiting with them and coaching classes. And, you know, I miss all that. That's why we do CrossFit, and that's why we go to a gym, or it doesn't matter what gym you go to, but you know, fitness and health and friends and community is
huge part of it.
Interaction is
right.
What everyone needs.
Yeah.
Drink of choice. I mean, I feel like 9 times out of 10 is wine, but for us too.
For sure.
Definitely you.
Definitely.
You turned me into the wine drinker I am today.
Turned you into a wino.
Yes. You guys, there's this company called Usual Wines, and you can order, it's basically single serving little bottles of wine. They have a red blend, rosé, and a champagne that they call Brut. Also in the summertime, they have a rosé champagne, which is very cool.
They have a red. Did you already say that?
I did.
Oh.
But I know that red is your favorite.
Because I already popped it open.
Yes, they're actually 6.3 ounces. Yeah, we're drinking the red right now.
It's a heavy pour.
It is.
Yeah.
It's about a glass and a half of wine. The wines are low carb and have 0 grams of sugar. I know what you're thinking, Gina.
What?
There's sugar in grapes.
I think there's no added sugar.
Yeah, no added sugar. Through the process of which they grow the grapes and wait until all of it is fermented all the way. Yes, grapes contain sugar, but to clarify, all usual wines are produced using natural, sustainable grapes harvested every fall. These grapes are picked at optimal ripeness to ensure all sugar will be fermented completely until the wines are dry, with no residual sugar, like you said. If you love wine, you love convenience, and if you love to entertain, this is definitely a company you have to check out.
Absolutely. And what I love about it is it has a screw top.
Yep.
It's my favorite.
Although no way in hell are you going to open it and like not finish it.
I know, it's true. I'm actually finishing it right now.
Yes, you are. Go check out their website at usualwines.com and use our discount code REPS for $8 off your first order and try your first glass on us. Usualwines.com and use our discount code REPS for $8 off your first order and try your first glass on us.
Cheers, guys. Today's episode is sponsored by ButcherBox.
Hey, Gina, when it comes to meat, quality matters.
It absolutely does.
But there's more to it than texture and taste. Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
There's a lot of hidden costs with low quality meat.
Who wants low quality meat?
You don't. It doesn't have a great flavor. You're buying buying it to buy it.
And you don't even know what's going in your body.
No. The cost to environment, there's all kinds of things you don't even think about. And if you're going to be buying meat, you might as well, get quality, enjoy it.
And you want it to be affordable.
Every month, ButcherBox ships a curated selection of high-quality meats right to your home. All the meat is free of antibiotics and added hormones. And each comes with 9 to 11 pounds of meat. That's enough for 24 individual meals.
And if you have a big family like I do, that's going to go far.
Oh, yeah. ButcherBox has been a great help for Gina and myself because we do meal prepping as a family. So it's like me, her, and Daniel. And we always like to have different types of meat too. We don't just only do red meat. We don't just do fish. We don't just do
because you get sick of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. ButcherBox has a great array of different kinds
proteins.
of meat.
Yeah, different proteins.
What do they have?
ButcherBox has options like 100% grass-fed and finished beef, free-range organic chicken, heritage pork, wild-caught Alaskan salmon, and Daniel's favorite,
sugar night treat.
It is a treat. Sugar nitrate-free bacon.
ButcherBox is the most affordable and convenient way to get healthy, humanely raised meat.
So if you're a meat eater or you know anyone in your family that is looking for a place where they can get humanely raised, affordable meat.
And they just want to get a big old box of meat.
Yeah. Right now, ButcherBox is offering new members ground beef for life.
What?
Yeah, that's 2 pounds of ground beef in every box for the life of their subscription. Just go to butcherbox.com/reps.
That's butcherbox.com/reps.
How is your training going to change? Or I guess what would you say your routine programming will look like as you get further and further out from when you had Oakley? It's like starting out, you probably couldn't do a lot for the first week or so for healing purposes, or how long was it before you did anything?
Yeah, technically 6 weeks. So I was just released to work out on Monday for our 6-week appointment. And I mean, it's like a surgery. So if you think that, you have a rotator cuff surgery and you're healing, it takes 6 to 12 months of healing, but maybe they give you a release at 2 months, and you can see that. You can see your stitches. You can see all that stuff on the outside. You can feel it. The hard part with pregnancy is you don't know what your uterus is doing inside. You don't know if you're having bleeding. You can't see any of that. So they definitely make you feel. So I did a lot of pelvic floor and core work for 6 weeks. And so I really didn't work out. I would go on walks and I would go on bikes, and it built over 6 weeks. And now this week I'm finally getting in workouts, but intense, you don't want to push so hard intensity because you don't want to bleed or have leakage. And there's a lot of signs that you don't want to work out for. And then I got today when I was working out, it was 30 minutes of just constant pace. I had to sit down because I was getting dizzy. I could feel all the blood rush. I'm oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is so hard. All through pregnancy, I worked out every single day because I just felt better. I didn't take a day off. And so I'm yeah, I got this. I'm going to be fit. I'm ready to go. And then after, I don't have the baby in, and I'm can't breathe, and I'm oh my gosh, lightheaded.
Yeah.
It's so, you have just so much going on inside that you can't see. So it will be I was texting Emily Bridgers actually, and I'm like, how long does it take you? Like, and like, so
you're just raring to go.
Yeah, friends going through this and seeing kind of where you compare to all of that, like, definitely helps, but it's definitely time, like, and your body will just tell you.
Well, and again, it's like you were saying before, it's individual to each person. Yeah. So even getting back in shape, how your body feels is going to be completely different experience than somebody else's.
Yeah.
So it would be hard because at some point, if someone's doing more than you, you're kind of like, well, why can't I do that?
What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck? You know? Well, at least you're...
I think like all the weights and stuff will come easy to me. It's just going to be like, you know, some people get like skinny when they don't work out and some people get fat. I get fat when I don't work out. So like, trying to like lose.
Me too, girl.
Is going to be like the harder part for me than trying to like get back in like cardio shape or weightlifting shape. It's going to be like, get all this extra off, you know?
Yeah. It'll come off.
It doesn't help when you eat cookies at night.
I know.
No, but they're so good.
It also doesn't help when we drink wine every night.
I know.
She was evacuated out of her house, so she's been here since last Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And we have drank every day.
I'm the horrible influence. Horrible. I know that Brooke would not be drinking this much if I wasn't here.
It's also
she
just
needs
like
a break from me.
It's
so
also
that I
like
don't completely.
Hey, what do we do?
Screw up.
But you're when you get some good wines there.
Screw up her fitness.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
I told her yesterday. I come out and I was like, all right, we have to work out because just over a couple days, I'm like, I'm carrying some extra weight, and we're sitting on the couch. Yeah, we should probably work out.
Yeah, we should probably work out, and then we start another movie.
And we're like, what time is it? We'll go at 4.
We'll go at 4.
We'll go in the afternoon.
I know. I really am the bad influence.
Sorry.
Can't even turn.
I can turn to the left and just a little tighter to the right.
Not to the right.
Okay, well, I know that you're working with Camille, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about that. Well, tell the listeners about what you're doing.
Well, I kind of do a couple different things, but so she has her business is Bros Fitness, and then I did the strength portion. So it's a 6-week of strength with me, and so we built all that and filmed that out, and then I helped her with her nutrition 30-day challenges, and she does that a lot. I think she just put another one out. So we built that together, and then we're gonna do a pregnancy. 40 weeks of pregnancy and then hopefully postpartum. We haven't got there yet, but I have filmed all of the pregnancy movements and have written all the 40 weeks out with that. And so we're putting together that. We have a call next week. And it's kind of been on hold since she had her baby a little bit early.
Yeah.
And then, so once that gets all ready, and then we built her app and her program, on Box Tribe, and now we've moved from Box Tribe and built her own app, and it's kind of like the same system. So putting all of that together and all her series. So I'm kind of like her back end person. You don't really see my face. I'm just like do this. I'm her little receptionist. I work, and then she uses her media and or her social impact and puts it out there.
Well, that's really cool. I was hoping you were going to say you guys had a pregnancy program coming out. That's really cool. What and besides that, what all do you do? You coach? Well, not right now. You have 3 gyms.
Yep. So I program for all of our gyms, and then we do Waterside Elite, which is our competitive programming, and then obviously I follow that when I was competing, and when actually all through pregnancy too. I follow that and just modified. So that's our competitor side, and then we have 3 gyms, and so I run all 3 gyms, and then I have the coaches who are under me. They obviously coach full time, and I coach when I can. Usually it was like two days a week when we had all 3. When I had just the one, I was coaching all the time. But going from gym to gym was super difficult. So I would be like at one for 3 days, and then Tuesdays I would be at the other, and Thursdays I would be at. the third gym, so it was kind of bouncing everywhere. And I'm kind of the handyman, so me and Allie are always like, okay, we need toilet paper, and we need janitor, and we need to fix the rings or whatever. So we would always like be putting up rigs and whatever needs to be fixed. So we were kind of all of it. We kind of two-man show here.
Yeah, you're busy.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine doing 3 gyms?
Not 3 gyms. We did 2 for a while, and that was tough. So 3 gyms. Are your gyms all an hour away? I mean, are they?
So from me, so I live pretty far on the outskirts of Orlando. So we live on a lake, but everyone's in. So it's 45 minutes to our main gym, Orlando, and then 35 minutes to Windermere, and then an hour and 5 minutes to our Lake Mary gym. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's all pretty far. But then within those gyms, they're 30 to 45 minutes spectrum. But Orlando, it's all Orlando. Orlando's huge. So you can be 45 minutes and still be in Orlando.
Yeah. Is the lake to the right of you? I'm just kidding. Yeah. There's a sign behind you.
She's reading your sign.
Your sign's behind you.
Let me ask you something.
I can see it.
Is the lake?
Wait, I'm seeing it in my brain. I believe it's to the right of you.
Such a nerd.
I know. I'm sorry.
Dude,
I'm such a nerd.
Man, I miss the lake.
Our friend Courtney got a lake house in, I think, Michigan, Lake Michigan. And she said her mom keeps wanting, because her mom lives close to it, and Courtney lives here in California. And she said that her mom keeps wanting to buy everything that has to do with a lake. So every single decor is anything, any saying that has to do with a lake, anything that has an oar on it, she said the whole house. She goes, if I left my mom alone to decorate the whole house, it would be everything lake. She goes,
all the pillows, all the candles,
everything,
all the wreaths, all the wall hangings, the toilet paper, the toilet paper holder, the thing that holds your toothbrushes,
every single thing. Oh, she cracks me up.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Well, absolutely.
All right. Well, where can everyone find you? Your social media.
You can find me right here. On my Instagram is Cassidy Lance McWherter, and then we have CrossFit Waterside on Instagram, and then I guess that's it.
She's like, but for a while you will be finding me on the couch nursing my son.
I will be right here.
Right here.
I won't be going anywhere.
Not leaving the house.
Yeah.
Till COVID's over.
Seriously.
I don't know.
Freak. I know. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, we're sick of it.
It's hard for me to even realize, or if someone was like, how long have you been in quarantine? I'd be like, I can't remember
you were just asking me. Wait, what month was that?
Is it?
I know. Since March.
Crazy, huh?
So crazy. With what we thought would be like a week or two. It's like,
I know,
a year.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
So crazy.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for chatting with us, and thanks for, my computer malfunctions yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry that happened, but thank you for taking the time.
I know. Thanks for fitting us in your busy schedule. I know how those babies can be.
She does.
It's on their schedule, right?
You are on their schedule for sure.
For the rest of your life, actually.
Yeah. I get to 4:00 and I'm like, I haven't brushed my teeth today.
Oh, that's
what have I done all day? I'm like, oh my gosh.
Have I changed my clothes?
Yeah.
I think I'm wearing the same underwear.
What have I done?
That happened to you, and you don't even have a newborn baby.
I did. I told Brooke yesterday because I've been evacuated and I've just been kind of sad. And so I told her the other day, was it yesterday? I said, I think I need a shower. I don't think I've changed my clothes or even my underwear since yesterday.
You might want to do that.
I did. I showered this morning. I'm like, I'm disgusting. Anyway, well, congratulations.
Yes.
It's been a long road for you. So yeah, I'm really happy for you.
Thank you. We're really happy. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Enjoy it.
Thank you. All right. We'll stay in touch.
All right. Take care, babe.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Mwah.
See you, Cass. All right, guys. Cassidy Lance McWherter. Dude, if you don't already know who she is, or maybe you don't know her just because in the realm of CrossFit, maybe you don't really follow that, but she is a badass. She's a badass. She is insane. And honestly, to be able to go through, you know, her among many other women, to be able to go through the process she's had to go through mentally, emotionally, physically to have Oakley. Also, it's hard for someone who hasn't gone through it to be like, would I want to do that? Like it's, you know, you hear their stories and you hear how hard it is, but very worth it, according to Cass.
Definitely worth it.
Yep. But thanks for listening. Remember to rate, review, subscribe, 5-star rating, 5-star warning, and we'll talk to you next week.
Talk to you next week.
We'll see you next week.
All right.